In the midst of the Clone Wars, one distant Republic planet quickly came into the crosshairs of the Separatist droid army because of its very strategically important location in the galaxy. Because of this, Master Yoda was forced to personally deliver a package to the citizens of the planet, which would keep them safe from the vicious battle droids which were about to come. But the citizens just laughed at the tiny Green Jedi, making fun of him and shouting at him as he bravely delivered the vital package. So, I'm going to break down the time that Master Yoda saved an ungrateful town on a distant planet from the onslaught of the Separatist army. Before we get into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified as soon as I cover more awesome Star Wars stories. The story begins on a distant, unknown world for Master Yoda, where he is surrounded by mysterious, strange creatures and plants of all kinds. The Green Jedi Grandmaster is using all of his physical strength and some of his force ability to carry a package to a nearby town, holding it only by a single rope directly on his shoulders. The package isn't just a standard supply delivery or food drop for the citizens, however. Instead, it is an absolutely huge metallic container with a mysterious but crucial object to the town's survival inside. As he gracefully strolls past the town guard with a stern look on his face, Master Yoda is very quickly greeted with a circus of laughter and pointing from the citizens in the town center. The adults, the children, and even the shopkeepers burst into a fit of laughter at the outsider, but some of the kids are even frightened by the little green man carrying the huge metallic box. As he continues his daunting journey along the worn-out brick streets of the cozy town, more and more of the blue-skinned townsfolk leave their oddly shaped homes to witness the Jedi Master. Not a lot happens in this town, so such an occasion is a massive event, sure to draw many people out to watch. The citizens of the town then begin to ask, "Who is he?" before one of the older blue men chimes in saying, "He sure is funny looking." Other members of the town then make their own disparaging comments, commenting on Master Yoda's tiny height, before the village tough guy firmly asks the Jedi Grandmaster what he's doing around these parts. Master Yoda of course refuses to speak to the townspeople so that he can remain sharply focused on the task at hand and channel all of his concentration into the Force, helping him to hold the gigantic object. The tough man again tries to confront Yoda, bullishly asking why he doesn't want to talk, but Master Yoda's resolve remains strong and steady. As Master Yoda lowers the box to the ground with a loud clunk, he is again confronted by the townspeople, this time asking, "What's in the box, little guy?" The Jedi Master's patience is beginning to wear extremely thin, but he completely clears his mind, focusing only on the task at hand before moving quickly towards a local cantina in order to take a quick break and get a small drink from the town's bartender. As Yoda takes a seat at the bar, he points over to an exotic drink which is a specialty on this remote world, as he continues to not say a single word to either the bartender or anyone else around him. The bartender, being one of the only nice people in the town, calmly tells the frustrated Master Yoda to not pay any attention to the hecklers and the other residents of the city as the Green Jedi begins to pour his own drink into a tiny glass. The bartender then goes on to explain to Yoda that folks around here just don't take too kindly to strangers, especially since the Separatists have come along and started taking over everything. Yoda is sympathetic to this, and in his heart, he wants to speak up, but he knows he must remain laser focused and only worry about his delivery mission. The bartender then goes on to inform Master Yoda how all of the luscious green farms around the outskirts of the town are slowly but surely being stolen by the Separatists, and that the droid armies are enslaving the farmers who used to work there to instead produce goods for the Confederacy. Master Yoda still refuses to open his mouth, but the bartender goes on to ask if he is one of those Jedi he had heard so many heroic and crazy stories about. Yoda is still steadfast in his silence, but the bartender can take a hint, and instead of asking anything further, he simply continues on with the story. The white-bearded bartender then goes on to say that he hasn't seen a Jedi since he was still a young boy. As the bartender finally asks the question that everyone in the town wants to know, "What brings you here anyway, stranger?" he is quickly interrupted by a young blue man who bursts through the door of the bar, shouting for help. He reports that a full-scale Separatist invasion is on its way, and that they're coming to steal all of their land this time. The frustrated look remains on Master Yoda's face, but he knows what must be done. The silent Jedi slowly moves out of the bar as the Separatist leader rolls up to the edge of the town in his mighty battle tank, flanked by hordes of B1, B2, and many other varieties of battle droids, ready to crush the small settlement with his iron fist. The villagers are absolutely horrified by this sight, But the Separatist leader begins making a chilling and terrifying speech. He declares to the citizens of the town that the Separatists have arrived to confiscate their land and that any sort of resistance or rebellion will result in summary execution. And I usually ask you guys to name clones from these stories, but this time it's the Separatist commander who never gets a nickname. So let me know in the comments down below after you've heard the story what you think he should be called. Just based on his appearance, I'm gonna say Commander Cyber or even Commander Metalhead, but let me know what you would call him down below. The terrified villagers immediately rush back into their homes and off the streets, but the tiny green Master Yoda emerges with a stern look on his face, confronting the Separatist leader. As the Seppi sees Yoda walking towards him, he bursts into tears of laughter saying, "A Jedi? One measly Jedi? What do you think you can do against an army?" Although he tries not to show it, a small grin washes over the Grandmaster's face as he pushes a tiny red button on the huge box that he carried into the village. As the metallic panels slowly fall away from the contents of the box and fold out into a nice, neat platform, we finally discover that inside is a massive automatic chain blaster. Moments later, the Grandmaster leaps through the air and mounts the massive chain blaster, much to the absolute shock and horror of the Separatist leader. The Seppi now realizes that this little green Jedi is not as weak or feeble as he looks, quickly ordering his droid forces to kill the Jedi immediately. The battle droids then unleash a huge flurry of blaster bolts at Master Yoda, but he is completely unfazed by this, returning a similar storm of fire right back at them. The citizens of the planet nervously watch on as Yoda's massive blaster rattles off fire, destroying a shocking amount of droids in a very swift manner. Yoda is so close to saying his first words of the entire mission, but he holds back and remains focused on the task. As this is happening, the Separatist leader falls into a deep panic, realizing that he has severely underestimated the Grand Master of the Jedi Order himself, and can only sit in silence as all of his forces are destroyed beside him. Master Yoda then leaps off of his turret, rushing through the air, igniting his emerald green lightsaber blade before he slashes at the Separatist leader with a surprising amount of force. The Seppi is extremely confused that he is not dead, or at least injured, looking down, only to notice that his vehicle has been cut in half. Because of this, the coward Separatist leader rushes away from the battle over the scrap metal of his droid forces, with Master Yoda angrily watching on and putting away his blade. By this point, the entire town has gathered in the streets, on their balconies, and looking through their windows, completely stunned at how easily the small Jedi was able to deal with the Separatist invaders. Without even a single glance back at the town he just single-handedly saved, he immediately packs up his weapon and places the huge load back on top of his shoulders, continuing the strenuous journey all the way back to his ship, a long, long walk away. And to end the story, the villagers thank Master Yoda for his brave sacrifice and the fact that he literally saved their lives with his bare hands. One of the residents of the town even begins to sprint after the Jedi Master in joy, but Master Yoda will not speak a single word until he boards his ship and has arrived back on Coruscant. So that is the story of how Master Yoda saved an ungrateful town single-handedly. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like down below for more. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.